Is it recording? Wow, I look awful. Basically, basically. Guys, I hate the world we live in, guys. This is so stupid, guys. What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's happening? Everything I do on my computer is ruined by AI. Hey, can I think for myself a little bit? Who's this gorgeous girl right here? Can I think for myself? Can I think for myself? Why is everything AI? AI should only be used in, like, forensic stuff. Like if you need to like identify a person, if like you find like a body and it has like a certain tattoo or something, you need to like do facial identification for um security cameras, like CCTV footage, or like if you're like in medical stuff, like you know that video, and it's like the AI was able to detect a girl's breast cancer from like 5 years before it started spreading. That's what AI should be being used for, because I go to an art school. Why am I seeing my teachers AI generating photos for like assignments and stuff? Like you're literally going to an art school and that's what you're doing. You're disgusting. It's so weird to me. I hate that AI is being used for uh by like ordinary people. It should only be being used by like surgeons and stuff. Well, not really. The founder of like OpenAI or whatever was saying like the people AI can't replace are like construction workers and surgeons because you need hands-on thinking and like physical contact, and you also need to be able to like know what you're doing. Like AI, it doesn't really react, it takes in information. uh, like I don't know how to describe it. Like AI doesn't react to things. Like when you see, oh, this person's body is unique from the one that I was learning in school, so I should, cut this incision instead of that incision. AI doesn't know what it's doing. It's a program, not a person. You know what I'm saying? Um, and also, why does the school system create humans who have to go into society, but then you create people who are submissive to the evil like system that we have in place? I don't know how to describe it. It's like people like me. I have ADHD. I can't sit still. I don't do linear thinking. Why do we care if kids can't sit still during a test? It's one thing if they're like doing cartwheels in the middle of like the like state test, like girl get your Scantron out. But it doesn't matter if I have a Nito during the SATs, does it? Like I can have my little 3D printed worm thing as long as it's not like the loud ones. It's whatever. Or like when people try to change the way in which you solve problems, it's one thing if it's you're solving problems and it's not helping, but it's another thing if you're doing fast solving problem solving and it's effective and it but it's just unique. People hate uniqueness so much and it's so strange to me. The school system is so weird. Literally, my English grade is so bad because I didn't do one like, project or something this marking period. Everything else brought my grade up by like 2%. Not doing the project brought my grade down 30%. What are we doing? You people just want me to fail, honestly. It's so strange to me. So freaking strange. Um, and you know what? I think we need a revolution, and when I say that, I really mean it. Everyone's like, we need a revolution, and then wait for someone else to start it. Let's start a revolution where nobody spends any money. Money is the biggest enemy. Money is the biggest weapon of mass destruction. Money is stronger than any religion, any god you know. Okay, money is its own religion. There are so many people who are, like any religion, okay? But then the second money comes into play, all of a sudden they are sinful. They are demonic. And it's crazy to me. No, it's not. Because it's capitalism. Capitalism is working out just how it was intended. And I think people are losing the plot when they're like, oh no, capitalism, like, the photo of like the mom working at Burger King, she literally has the baby like in its like the cradle things while she's at the register. That's capitalism working perfectly fine, babe. But people are losing the plot and they're thinking, oh no, that's not capitalism. That's just something bad happening. It has nothing to do with capitalism. When people make like capitalism is make some people have a lot of money, make some people have no money, and then don't fairly tax the rich people so that the people who are under them, because rich people only benefit from those under them. Capitalism is made for the wealthy because when you are lower class, you it's the same thing as indentured servitude. It's the same thing as your indentured servitude. And indentured servitude is slavery because after slavery was abolished, people just went, oh, let's call it indentured servitude. That's slavery. All you did was pay black people to do the same jobs for little to no pay, so that and then make jack up the prices for them or make them pay things that white people don't even have to pay for, so that when they want to pay for their own things, they have no financial mobility to empower themselves. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. The CIA is probably after me. I got mail from Erica Kirk yesterday. Did anybody else get that? Erica, you should kill yourself. Am I gonna get banned for that? Um, but yeah. Yes. So stupid. And money means nothing to me. Money, we don't need it. We don't need money. Why? It's so disgusting to me when I see people just accepting the fact that we have to pay to live. It is disgusting to me that some people have to choose between a new pair of shoes and food on their plate. Like, food is an essential to life. It is something you literally need to live. Same thing as water. For the longest time, like when I was younger, it made no sense that my mom was paying a water bill. Like, I couldn't understand that she was doing that because it was like, well, my room looks so crazy. So, like, wild. Because what do you mean you're paying for water? It flows down the river. What are you talking about? You're paying for it. Paying for warm water to shower, to drink? Baby, that's a natural resource. What do you mean I'm cuz it's flowing through the pipes. It's doing all the work. It's doing all the work. What are you doing that I need to pay you for? And who am I paying? Who am I paying? Who's giving me Doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes sense. I feel like we need to just abolish money entirely or only make paying for certain things reasonable. Like, if you want to be a gardener, my parents like we bought this property and the ground is just really rocky and we need like a billion bajillion like pounds of dirt for it because it's like a farm. But the thing is, what do you mean I'm paying for dirt? Natural resource comes out of the ground? Mama, it's compost. What do you mean dirt? What do you mean I'm paying for dirt, huh? Like, it's actually so mind-boggling to me that people pay for dirt. Like, that's literally like cow poop and orange peels, babe. It's like fungi and just like, what are we doing? I feel like we shouldn't. We should live in a world where we don't pay for dirt. We just get it. Can people be nice? Can you give me food out of the goodness of your heart? You don't have to work at the grocery store because you want money. You should work because you want to give me some food. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Okay? But then we should be paying for like squishmallows. Like, I'd pay for a Nito. I'd pay for, hmm, what would I pay for? Like, things that actually require labor. We should not be paying for the actual thing, it should be the labor. And then I shouldn't be paying you if you're not, like, the owner of a company. I shouldn't be paying the owners of Sheen. I should be paying the malnourished Indonesian children who are getting paid 3 cents an hour. Not even, like, a week. Like, these people are being enslaved. You're enslaved. You're enslaved. You are enslaved. Every system in place is to enslave the minds of those who are not wealthy. Also, Epstein is alive and well in an underground bunker in Tel Aviv. Every single billionaire is prepared for the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of the world because they know. Well, maybe they don't. Because if it's the end of the world, why do you, as a billionaire, think that you are going to survive? Everything you have comes from someone who's lesser than you. If the poor people are gone, if all the animals in the world are gone, and it's only the elites, who are you paying to give you resources, to give you life? Mama, you don't have an apple tree. Okay, you don't have an apple orchard in your backyard. I mean, you could. You don't have like animal stock. You don't have anything to keep you alive. If everything's gone, if everyone's gone, it's only gonna be you and the rich people who probably couldn't fry an egg if I like held you at gunpoint. Because you've never lived in the real world before. You've been spoon-fed everything in your life. So what are you talking about? Why are you in an underground bunker? I don't think it's for the end of the world. I think it's something else. Also, we let 9/11 happen. Never forget. Um, yeah, just crazy. Crazy. This educated girl is about to be gunned down by the CIA. Um, and I don't like how much surveillance is. Also, guys, when people are like, we need to stop sharing our plans. We need to become organizations that don't put anything on the internet. We need a cartel. And I'm gonna put everything on the internet, but I don't care. Um, we need a cartel of suicidal people to kill. But look, I can't say this stuff. We need a cartel of people who don't really like their lives and, well, wanna, let's just say, self-exit. Is that what Ron Mango says? We need to get that. Kamikaze pilots, right? They, um, pew pew, people like the president, Epstein, billionaires, stuff like that. Or, they carve underground tunnels, and there's definitely underground tunnels where people are doing surveillance and stuff. It makes so much sense. Um, into places like Gaza. And then we should get those people because if they don't care about their lives, the last thing you do should not be like writing on your Instagram notes, goodbye world. No, how about you save us? Save us! And don't take out the president first. JD Vance first, by the way. Because he is only ever so slightly smarter than Trump, and he's not senile like Trump, right? So, second he gets in office, something's gonna go down. We already got Charlie Kirk. Okay? One politician down, like way too many to go. I hate money. We should abolish money. Money is our biggest enemy. I don't know why we continue to be slaves to it. Like, it doesn't make sense. Stop spending money. Money only has the value you give it, and when you keep giving it value, all it does is ruin your life, okay? People used to be able to buy a house for like $75. Now I'm not moving out till I'm 65. What? Crazy. Everyone lives in tiny apartments, or that are basically like tenements. You know what they're living in? They're like tenements. You know what I'm talking about? The tiny apartments where like six families would live in like one floor. Right. Like, come on. Also, Israel's just so crazy to me. Israel doesn't care about the USA, and USA, I don't understand what the relationship is. Why is the USA such bootlickers for Israel? They don't care about us. They don't care. They just like that we're giving them funds. What? That's why I really don't want a job. When people say, "What's your dream job?" I want to cry and throw up and rip my eyes out because I don't want to be employed so that my taxpayer money. Oh my God, we don't need to pay taxes. We literally wasn't it like George Washington started taxes or something because we needed more money after a war or to help with the war. And then they were like, wait, we're getting money, so let's just keep it going. Same thing with like paying for stuff at the airport. That was only after 9/11. We let happen. we let 9/11 happen, and now after 9/11, people are like, oh, we need airports need more money to like repair the towers and like the airport and stuff like that. And then they just kept taking our money out because they were like, no one's gonna notice. Um, crazy, 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 crazy. Like, what do we do? What was I talking about before? I feel like I was making some good points. Um, yeah. Anyways, guys, it's all boiling down. It's all trickling down. Um, awful, awful things going on. And yeah, so stop spending your money. Don't spend money anymore. Money only has the value you give it. The more value you give it, the worse it gets for you. The billionaires are controlling your life because you are a slave to capitalism. And quite frankly, you don't have to be. It's truly that simple. We need a revolution. All the data centers, instead of composting your orange peels and your banana peels and stuff into the compost bin so that, the trash picker upper comes and gets it or whatever. Don't put it there. Put it in the construction sites for the data centers. Remember when France didn't want the Olympics to happen? Go poop in on the freaking construction sites. And I mean it. Literally take a crap in your pants, rip it out, throw it in the face of the construction workers. Maybe not, because maybe they are a slave to capitalism and they have to do it because they need to get paid. But what do you mean the data center is larger than Manhattan and in 5 to 10 years I'm not going to be able to shower? Because you took all the water for AI. AI, way too accessible to the public. Stop. Stop using AI. When I literally go to an art school and I hear kids at my school who are like, I'm going to use AI for this assignment. And I'm sitting right next to you. So basically what you just said is, I'm going to ruin your life in the next 5 to 10 years and I don't care because I'm lazy bum and I don't want to do this work. Okay. Huh. Is this lighting good? My hair, I don't like it, guys. Something's up. These ones stick out weird. And don't look at that. Wait, I'm gorgeous. Okay. But yeah, what are we doing as a society? Stop. Stop spending your money. It's only making it worse for you. If Elon Musk, I haven't heard from him in a while. I haven't heard anything about Elon Musk in a while. Probably giving Mark Zuckerberg the Zuck. Mark, give me the Zuck. I don't know what that is, but I'll research and try to give it to you. Mark Zuckerberg is not real, and we need to kill, exterminate him, neutralize him. Trans rights are human rights, and Black Lives Matter, and Happy Pride Month, and the President of the United States eats children. The President of the United States eats children, and what is he doing? I think he's trying to pass a law or something where basically every man who like abuses a woman. Oh, my battery's running out. Oh my god, what percent am I at? um, basically he's trying to pass a law that's like every man who abuses a woman is given complete immunity, which means all the men, everyone in the Epstein files. It's crazy to me how what the algorithm is doing. They're literally like making so we don't know. Like they're hiding the Epstein Island victims from us. Like, baby, we see and we hear. We appreciate that you are brave enough to tell your story, because we need to hear it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. That's hell on earth right there, and people are just ignoring it. I literally, like, Drake is a pedophile. P. Diddy is a pedophile. What is his name? James Brown? No. Charles? Not James Charles. Well, James Charles is a pedophile. And he's just weird in general. He's so odd and strange. And that thing he did to that woman who with the GoFundMe, you care about money and nothing else. Money and followers. All you do is care about money and followers, and it is disgusting that he would sit there on the internet and go, I'm gonna act like I know what she's talking about and like I live in reality and blah blah blah. Baby, we know. We know. Someone needs to slap the shit out of James Charles, and I mean it. If I ever met the president, I'd probably purposely throw up in his face and like throw poop in his eyes. Disgusting mother effers. ICE agents deserve to be killed. I saw this TikTok the other day, and this person was like, this ICE agent was killed. And he was like conflicted because he was like, they're doing awful things, but at the end of the day, it's a person, and I personally would never congratulate someone's death. I would. Because that's not just a corrections officer. That's a Nazi. You're a Nazi. And I'm thankful to all the ICE agents who were like, who opened up their eyes and went, oh my god, I'm a Nazi. And you know what they did? They quit their jobs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because you're disgusting and you're weird. There's literally this kid who has the most Palestinian face ever in my school, and he's literally openly MAGA, and I'm like, you're not even a white man. And he thinks that abortion is murder. Murder is more of a legal term. However, and I don't speak in legal terms ever. I like the law never makes sense to me. I will never ever use a law as evidence. Well, no, I will depending on the context, but usually I don't use laws as evidence. If I'm making a point about something, I like to think in the real world and how things happen naturally because slavery used to be legal, okay? In the UK, they passed Section 28. What are we, like, what are we doing, okay? Oh, Sunil Gupta made like a really good series about that, about like Section 28, where he like photographed queer couples and stuff. Really good. But like laws aren't just because it's a law doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's right. It just means someone who has more power than you put it in place. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm so gorgeous. So yeah, it's just it's despicable. It is despicable. Because what do you mean you're literally a 14-year-old boy, maybe 15, I don't really know, and you're saying abortion is murder? Abortion is murder? Abortion is murder? You're a 14-year-old boy. You're a 14-year-old boy. Mind your business. Like, who do you think you are? Your mother should deserve to beat you. If you believe in that stuff. I hope his mom isn't MAGA. I mean, I hope his like parents are MAGA too. That's why he's that way he is. If you're MAGA and you're teaching your kids to be MAGA, you are despicable and deserve the death penalty. And I mean it. Death has become something so like no, wait, life is something very sacred and like amazing and wonderful and precious. And I do believe that. However, not everyone is the same, and death cannot be someone's worst fate. I feel like there's too many suicidal people where it's like, I feel bad for suicidal people because you don't like your life, which is crazy because it's an amazing gift to have. But society makes it like, oh my god, you have to be alive. And the thing is, like, your family members are gonna be so upset. The people around you are gonna be heartbroken. The people who are like suicidal and they think no one likes them. And it's like there's so many people who love and care about you, and it's really like sad. But life is, in the grand scheme of things, life is it's gonna start and it's gonna end, and you have your control of your own life. And if you're gonna end it, you're gonna end it. Like, I don't know. I feel like death for certain people shouldn't like is too much of a big deal. And I think death is not such a big deal. Like I have friends who are low-key suicidal. I have my sister who's low-key suicidal. No, not low-key actually. It's bad. Um, the thing is, like it's complicated. It's very complicated. Actually, I don't want to get into that. Um, but it's like I think some people deserve to die. Whether or not they can be like changed and reformed, your actions are your actions and you deserve to die. Okay, the president, I'm gonna get demonetized. I don't get money, what am I talking about? But I feel like this video's gonna get taken down. President of the United States deserves the death penalty. So is anyone who's ever hailed Hitler, that woman who was like, who is she part of Congress? I don't know. She was in like a really important like meeting. I saw it on Instagram, and this woman, everyone was like, if you're in favor of this thing, whatever, like raise your hand. And then this woman went, hail, hail. What? Don't do that. No, it's 2026. Grow up. You're a Nazi and you deserve the death penalty. Um, anyone who's ever hailed Hitler, anyone who identifies as a MAGA, because what are you doing? And also, I hate people who go, I was watching this TikTok, I don't remember what it was about, but basically the comments were like, I don't understand how people don't realize being Republican doesn't make you MAGA, but you're a Republican, so it kind of does. Because why would you vote if not to make your country a great country? Every Everyone at every side thinks that the country's a good country. Or no, that it's going to be a better country if you vote for this specific side. You voted red because you thought it would make the country better. You're MAGA. You are MAGA. Okay, when you voted red, you voted for my rights to be taken away because you think I shouldn't exist, solely based on my heritage and the color of my skin. People don't want brown people in America. It's so stupid. It's so stupid because why are you mad at immigrants when you're literally a white person in America? You're not Native American. You weren't born here. Christopher Columbus came here. That's his whole thing. He was on a voyage and he didn't even know that he wasn't in India. You people are founded by idiots. What are we doing? Mount Rushmore should be taken down. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past Trump to get his face carved in there. And you know what? All the people who go to Mount Rushmore to visit should get Nerf water blasters and then put douche water in them and squirt it on that shit. Cause no. Franklin Della something Roosevelt, not a good president. One of the better ones, but he had concentration camps. Not a good person. ICE detention centers, concentration camps. People are starving, malnourished, and being raped, and there's babies who are pregnant. Not like babies because they can't be pregnant, they're babies, but they're raping babies there. And this is why we need a cartel of people who don't want to live because their last thing that they do is like if they get like attacked and then they like by like an ICE officer while they're trying to like get the people out of the detention centers, out of the concentration camps, you're a martyr. Be a martyr, be a martyr, start a revolution. We need a kamikaze revolution. Doesn't kamikaze mean like someone who fights to the death because they're like they won't like back down for Japan? Isn't that what it means? We need a kamikaze revolution. Kamikaze cartel. Rise. But I'm not suicidal, so um but yeah, that's what we need. And I feel like we shouldn't be that mad at Osama bin Laden. We should be, because he did a bad thing, but we let it happen. We let it happen. Obviously, I didn't. I wasn't born. I wasn't alive yet, but we let it happen. I don't find 9/11 jokes funny, nor do I find Epstein jokes funny. I hate people who make Diddy jokes. Not funny. He's a pedophile. Justin Bieber is not a good person, but I'm pretty sure P. Diddy assaulted Justin Bieber, and Katy Perry what was that post when she was like, party at Justin Bieber's house, can't wait to get in there or something, and he was like 14, 16. Katy Perry. Katy, come on. Does she have a daughter? I'd be embarrassed. Cause why are you spending millions of dollars because you're rich to go to the moon for 11 minutes or whatever, and I can walk out my house right now and see 10 people who can't feed their children. Okay, life is something that should just be able to be given out. Not willy-nilly, but it's like life is something that's meant to be created. Like the sperm and the egg do that for a reason because it's supposed to happen. So why are we putting a cost on it? What do you mean I have to pay you like thousands of dollars just to pop a baby out? That's like a natural process. It's so crazy. It's like paying someone every time you want to poop. Like, what are we doing? What do you mean you're paying to poop? What do you mean you're paying to pop a baby out? disgusting. It's one thing if you need government funds to like administer to like get the materials to administer like an epidural or something, but it shouldn't be costing people $1 million to have a baby. There's moms who probably have like 14-year-olds who are still trying to pay off that debt. You're disgusting. The systems set in place are disgusting, and when we need to overthrow the government. I hate people who are like, if we overthrow the government, then no, we're gonna have no laws, no blah 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 blah. Yes, we literally need to be Wild Wild West, boom towns. Like no laws, no money, no nothing. We all need to go berserk because that's who we are as human, and survival of the fittest. Charles Darwin was onto something. White people are not your friend, and every white person in history who's ever made something probably didn't. What's his name? Ben Franklin didn't make the light bulb. That was Granville T. Woods. Same thing with the telegram. He sued Granville T. Woods for his patents and won because he was a white man. Ben didn't do that. The Who Was show is very funny. However, don't let your kids watch it if you want them to actually learn from it. Let them watch it for entertainment because I was under the guise that Ben Franklin made the light bulb for far too many years. No, he didn't. Let your kids know. And same thing with teachers. Stop teaching the students at your school that the 1920s was like Leonardo DiCaprio threw nice parties and people smoked and did drugs and had fun. That was white people. 1920s Jim Crow laws were still a thing. I couldn't drink out of the same water fountain as some people. So what are you talking about? Like everyone just thinks, oh, 1920s is, crazy parties and cocktails and America was so great. No, I could have gotten killed if you thought I looked at you weird. What are you talking about? God, you people are so dumb. Literally, I know this MAGA kid in my school who like thinks racially profiling is okay because if that percent of the population like commits the most crimes, then it's reasonable to like prosecute them more often, which makes no sense because they commit the most crimes because they're wrongly accused based on the color of their skin. That's what racially profiling is. What are you talking about? It's a disgusting world we live in. The government ruins every single aspect of life because the largest religion in the world has never been Christianity. It's been profit. It's been money. Money is the only thing, and like money is. I'm losing my mind. I hate it. I hate it. I hate money. I hate money. People are awful. Is my lip combo cute? This NYX Butter Gloss is the same thing as it's really good. It's like, is it also NYX? There's a lipstick and it's called like Black Cherry or something. It's either NYX or is it MAC? Is that the same thing? I don't know what it is. L'Oreal? No, I'm not rich. Anyways, but yeah, um, stop paying for things. And honestly, we need to start upcycling rather than throwing stuff out and consuming more. Okay. Too many times will like something in my house break and my parents are just like, throw it out, we're gonna new one. No, I'm gonna remake this mug. Actually, I'm gonna glue it back together and we're gonna have a cute mug again. Like, no, I'm not gonna throw out those jeans. I'm gonna embroider them and make them 10 times cuter than they once were. Stop throwing everything out. And stop overconsuming. Did you hear that? I just farted. Sorry. Um, I had something I shouldn't have eaten. Because I took my meds with milk. I think it was whole milk. No, it was lactose free. I think I'm allergic to something else, and it's not the lactose. I drink lactose free milk my whole life. I've had lactose free milk. We used to be an almond milk family, and I thought it was because I was lactose intolerant, but my mom told me that, like, this crazy woman before she had my sister, my older sister, said that, like, your kids are gonna be autistic if you give them whole milk, so she was an almond milk mom, and now my sister has 7 mental diagnoses, and I have ADHD and anxiety. So she was crazy, and then we switched to lactose-free milk, and it was fine. What can I say except you're welcome? Some places make homelessness illegal. What do you mean homelessness illegal? It should be illegal to deny someone a home because they don't have money. Okay? We need shelter as human beings, as animals. We need shelters. Can we stop differentiating human beings from animals? What do you think we are? Everything else that is alive and you is in multicellular is an animal to us, but the second it comes to us, we're not animals. We are animals. We're part of the we're animals. We're part of the jungles. We're just the only animals who build like houses and stuff, and not like straw huts and stuff. And some people do that. Okay, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Just because I don't swing around in the jungle doesn't mean I'm not an animal. I'm an animal. You and I, we're animals. Okay. Don't differentiate yourself. Hashtag coexist. And when I say coexist, I don't mean we can have our differences. I'm MAGA and you voted blue. It's fine. We can still be friends. No, if you voted red, actually we can't be friends because you just voted to take away all my rights. Thank you. I hate you, everyone. I should get a Twitter account and start posting like I'm Trump. 3 a.m. Just go. Everyone who voted red will die tomorrow. Everyone's going to die tomorrow if you voted red. Isn't that what he said before he bombed Iran? Is it Iran or Iraq? It's Iran. He was like, everyone's whole civilization's gonna die tomorrow. And okay, the way he phrased it, I know so many mentally ill people. Like he has bipolar. He's bipolar because so many mentally ill people say things that they're gonna do, but it's like they don't have to do it, but somehow they feel like it's inevitable. Like he was like, "Oh, a whole civilization's gonna die, and I don't want it to happen, but I think it's going to." Why? You can control whether or not that happens. And there's so many things I've heard from people who are like mentally ill, where if they think they're gonna do something bad, they're like, "My mom's coming, my mom's coming, my mom's coming." Okay, basically they're like, "Oh." They think they're gonna do something bad, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't want it to happen, but it'll happen." But you're in control of it. That's a mentally ill person. That's someone who is mentally ill. Can't believe the president is the president. Like, it's actually so wild to me. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop recording and do my homework. Maybe I don't want to do my homework and I won't graduate and I'll be unemployed forever because that is the life I want to live. I don't really want to go to school. I like to be educated. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to math class to learn how to pay taxes. I don't want the financial literacy unit because I don't want money. I don't want to be financially anything. I don't want money. I don't want you to have money. I don't want anyone to have money. Everything in life should be free. Because why are people buying their girlfriends bouquets of flowers for their birthday? Buying things that came out of the ground? What? You're crazy. Stop. So yeah. So my conclusion is my mom coming. She's loud. Sorry. She's talking to her work bestie. So okay. My conclusion. Kamikaze cartel. Overthrow the government. No more money. Happy Pride Month. Love the queer community with my entire heart. Love thy neighbor, regardless of their race, unless they voted to take away your rights, then kill them. Kill them. Kill. Yes. Every time I hear a helicopter around my house, which a lot of them, guys, is it just me or the amount of police presence and the helicopters got crazy? Why are there people standing outside of the train stations for hours on end making sure I don't jump the turnstiles? And now they put coochie cutters on there. Mind you, I'm 5'10". I just step over them. Girl, you ain't gonna stop me. And why am I paying $3? $3. Public transit. Okay. Sorry, the video's not over. I can't stop talking. I love to talk. Yeah, why are we paying $3 to get on the train? I don't, because I have a student Omni card, but that's crazy. And then people are like, like the difference between the roads in places like Europe and stuff and the roads in places like America, things are so far away from us because we live in a place of car dependency. The automobile is the biggest enemy, or the second biggest enemy. Our enemies, money, car, vehicles in general, money. I don't know what else. Um, because oh no, money, cars, government, right? Because the car dependency epidemic in America is disgusting. It's been going on for like hundreds of years, and it's awful. We don't need cars. We don't need cars. We don't need cars. Get on a bike. Get on a bike. And it's really shocking. It's really weird when Europeans are like, "Oh my God, it takes you an hour to get to school. What the heck? My school, all I have to do is turn left on the block, and I'm there. It only takes me 3 minutes." Car dependency. You want me to buy a car and pay like thousands of dollars a year for it, and then you go, "Oh no, you're free. It's freedom. You can drive anywhere you want." But baby, it's trickling down. I don't have financial mobility because you want me to pay for so much unreasonable stuff. I don't have the money for a car. I'm gonna start building my own bikes. Bike building business, but it's not a business because I'm not gonna make you pay. How about that? Because I think there was like a graph of like the most efficient forms of mobility for like animals or whatever, and a human on a bike is the most efficient mobility, whatever the fuck. Because you're not spreading gases and stuff and diesel, whatever, into the environment. It's not taking up that much room. And it's fine. It's a good thing. Everybody should have a bike. Everyone should have a bike. Okay? Everyone should get a bike. And then drive your bike into the data centers. Scientology speedrun. More like burn down the data center speedrun. We need to bring back arson. We're not doing that enough. Arson, arson, arson. Burn down the data centers. Burn down the data centers. Because that's a data center bigger than Manhattan. What? What? And you're doing that? And you're doing that so that I can't shower. I'm not gonna have clean water in a few years, and you could generate a photo of like your dog with a party hat on. That Google ad, every Google ad is AI right now. That Google ad of like it's the woman and she's like babysitting her like no, it's like dog sitting for someone, and then someone goes, "Oh, how's the dog?" And it's like the dog is on a like in front of the pool with a pina colada and a party hat. Why is my dog in an ugly flannel? Why is my dog? Are you giving my dog alcohol? Why is he holding a pina colada? What are you doing to my dog? What are you insinuating? Show me a picture of my dog. Does he have all his limbs? Like that. It was so stupid. If I asked you how's my dog doing while you're dog sitting him, and you sent me that, even if I was literally like doing scientific research in Antarctica, they're hiding stuff in Antarctica. There's no reason why it's that cold and why it's uninhabitable for humans, and yet we're still researching. In there, what are we researching? It's cold. You're not researching. It's a cover up. You're going there because there's probably some other illegal and disgusting things happening there, and I'm gonna go there. Okay, nobody goes there because it's too cold. I'm gonna go there in a tank top and shorts. And I promise, girl, I'm gonna break a sweat. There's no way it's that cold. Um, I sound crazy. No, I don't. Yeah, they're hiding evil government stuff in there, in Antarctica. Car dependency is stupid. It takes me an hour to get home, an hour to get to school every day because the streets are so geometric, so linear, because they're made for the automobile. Automobile. Stop! I don't want a car. No, I want a mint green Vespa. That's what I want. Love that. But I think it's not good for the environment. When plastic came into play, that's when everything went down. Okay, what was it? When was it? The 20s, the 40s? What? The 60s? When was plastic invented? Because plastic used to be a symbol of status. Plastic jewelry used to be like, oh, you have money. And then the second it became mass produced, It's not. Luxury is not based in whether or not you can afford something, and affording a luxury, like, luxury just means it's not enough, not that many people can have it. And if it's not that many people can have it, that means it has to be expensive. Things are priced unreasonably and nothing makes sense. No one needs to pay. Like, when I go to the shoe store, I love thrifting my shoes and stuff, because when I go to shoe stores with my mom, $100 shoes, $60 shoes, $200 shoes. What? We live in a world where the concrete that you put down gets 90 degrees in the summer, gets really hot, burns my dog's toe pads, but then you need me to pay how much for shoes? And I'm a big-footed girl. I'm a size 10. Okay, it's crazy. And, well, my feet grow very fast, so I have to buy really big shoes often. I don't want to pay that much money every time. What are we doing? I don't want to pay. Or, like, it's crazy that I have to pay for clothes because I'll get arrested for public nudity. Don't make the clothes expensive. Money shouldn't be a thing, because if the clothes aren't expensive, it's usually because it's mass produced, and by mass produced, there's a little Indonesian girl who's getting paid 3 cents a month. But if it's expensive, it's still a little Indonesian girl getting paid 3 cents a month, and it's unreasonably expensive. Like, and it's usually low quality. Everything isn't good. Nothing is good. Nothing is high quality because it's expensive. The money and the quality has nothing to do with the other, because the money is just going to the big guy running the business, and he just wants money. He doesn't want the money to make the quality good. He wants the money so he can have multiple yachts where he rapes children, probably. Wouldn't put it past him. So yeah, guys, thinking of making some political art where it's not really art and I just state facts and then paste it onto the train station stuff. Yes, graffiti also shouldn't be illegal, especially if you're a taxpayer. One thing if you're a little kid, you don't pay for anything, and it's like you're painting on someone's house. That's like, no, don't do that. That's my house. I should be able to draw on the train station if I'm a taxpayer. I paid for this. Girl, this is mine. Hello? Yeah, I paid for this. This is mine. I've been talking for 47 minutes. Crazy, and I still got more to go. And people only hate graffiti because they want things to look, clean. And by clean, they mean I want no sign of poverty whatsoever, because I cannot stand to look at the state of the world because I made it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, the White House is like, it's white. White is like a symbol of like purity and stuff, and like being clean or whatever. Because poor people are dirty and I don't want to be associated with that, even though I'm the one who made them like that. You know what I'm saying? The White House, isn't it like a pentagram or something, and it's like evil? We shouldn't have presidents or any politicians. I love Durham Mandani, though. He's really good, but he's a politician. And I also fear for the children of my generation sometimes, because I love, like, the walkouts, and then I see, like, the protests and stuff, and I'm like, okay, the kids are gonna be okay. And then I'm seeing my friend, who I thought was really woke. I hope she doesn't see this. Basically, I was like, I was talking to her one time, and she was like, "Oh, I just realized in like a few years Trump's gonna be out of office." And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, I wonder who's gonna run for Team Blue. What is it called? A Democrat, sorry." And she was like, "Oh, it's probably gonna be Kamala." And I'm like, "Yeah, I like Kamala, but she supports Israel, and that's a problem." Um, and then this girl, she goes, "To be honest, I don't really care who, if they support Israel or Gaza or whatever, as long as I feel safe." Bear in mind, this girl's an immigrant who's been deported like twice. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? You don't care about the injustice of people in other countries, even though you've faced it multiple times in your life? You know they're ruthless. The government is ruthless. They don't care who you are. As long as if you're not A wealthy white man? No, no. You're literally 14 years old. When Donald Trump got elected, I went to the same school as her, and she was crying her eyes out because I think she wasn't documented yet or something, or like she didn't want to get ripped away from her family. And I'm like, now you don't care that kids are getting their heads ripped off and stuff by people bombing Gaza. What are we doing? What's going on? What are we doing? What's going on? It's so wild to me, and I really had to explain that to her. I'm like, girl, you're an immigrant who's been deported twice, okay? The US gives Israel so many funds. I don't think you realize how disgusting that is to say. And then she was like, oh, that makes sense, it makes sense. I just radicalized someone. And I felt really good that day. So, yes, guys, educate yourself and don't say stuff like that ever. It frightens me, it really does. So yeah, what time is it? Oh my god, it's 5 o'clock. Anyways, so yeah, educate yourself. Educate yourself and educate your friends. I remember I was just watching this video of, I think it was a congresswoman, and this person was like introducing her, but she's transgender, and the guy introduced her as Mr. whatever her name is, and then the man next to him was like, "What did you just call her?" And then the guy said it again, was like Mr. whatever, and like I find it beautiful that men standing up to men over homophobia, because that's a woman standing in the chair across from you, okay? And don't ever forget that. Um, my mic is really bad on this computer. I hope you can hear me. Um, but yeah, because there's honestly no reason not to support a trans woman or trans person. I mean, like, it's actually really mind-boggling to me. There's like nothing I can think of that I wouldn't like a trans person for. It's one thing if it's like Lily Tino. She's weird, but it's not due to the fact that she's trans. She's just a weird person, and people like to target people like her. Or who's the girl, trans woman, in like the Mr. Beast crew, and I think she was talking to kids or something. And it's like there are bad people in every community of anything. That's just how a community works. Not everyone's going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? And people like that, like, is her name Alexa? Is that her name? Alicia from Mr. Beast. You know what I'm talking about? Right? Like, people shouldn't look at one bad trans person and go, oh, it's because she's trans that she's talking to talking to little girls and little kids, and this is why we shouldn't like the trans community. Maybe. Maybe. No. You should go, oh, I don't like Lily Chino because what is she doing at Disney World talking about her bottom surgery? Let's not. Rather than, oh, I hate all trans people because Lily Chino's weird. No. Also, what was it in 2020 where every trans woman was saying that she was getting her period? I don't want to be disrespectful when I say this, but I don't think you were. You're a trans woman, however, you don't have the hormones nor the uterus. I think it just changes how it looks on the outside. Doesn't it like flip the penis in or something and like change some of their anatomy so you can still like pee and stuff? But do you have a clit? That's not appropriate to ask. I don't think. Um, sorry. But like, I feel like you don't have a uterus, you just have a puh. You don't have your period. And I don't remember why they were buying pads. I think that you do need pads after surgery, especially in the lower half of your torso. Like, women wear diapers after giving birth. Just the way it works, you know, sometimes it's hard to hold in your pee or whatever, or there's blood or swelling and blah blah blah. It makes sense to be wearing pads after surgery. There's always something going on, but like, I don't think you're bleeding, mama. I don't think it's from your period. I don't think so. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking, that's what I'm saying. Um, I love being a creative person and an educated person. I feel like a good person. Also, obviously, I'm a human, so I'm a hypocrite at times, and I try to rather than like, what is it when you do something bad and then what is the word for when you do something bad and instead of fixing the problem or reflecting or looking inwards, you just kind of like you just kind of do something else good. Like, I'm not the kind of person where I do something bad and then I go out and do a mitzvah to like feel better because that's only feeling better about myself. Nobody else cares. Um, and people usually do that for like dada, sky dada. Is that what you call them? For God. You're like, God, I'm a good person. I know I ran over that dog, but I just donated to PETA. Shouldn't have run over the dog, and you should have donated to PETA anyways. Are they in some bad stuff? I saw this shirt on Depop, and it was like a bedazzled AT&T, like the bank shirt, and I just like the bedazzled part, and it was like random because it's AT&T, and I was like, oh my god, I want to get this. This is so cute. Um, and then I had the bright idea to look up, oh, does AT&T support Trump? They gave what, $15 million to the Trump administration at some point? Yeah, no, I'm not. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm not giving the money to that brand because it's Depop, it's not to AT&T. More, I don't want to wear that on my body. I don't, no. I don't want to show that I support that. And people need just hypocrisy. It gets to a point. I'm okay with like, okay, I don't know how to describe it. Some hypocrisy is okay. Like, I feel like it's, if you listen to, like, Aisha Erotica, didn't she say bad things? Oh no, she was forced to say the N-word by her producer, I think, because she was really young, and he was like, say it or I'll ruin your career, and she said it. And then, yeah, I think she didn't want to say it, though. Like, I feel like that's okay, because she still had a choice not to say it, but it's also like, did she? Like, she did, but like, it's hard. But then it's another thing if, you're like, ugh, James Charles is such a bad person, but that painted palette is just so good, and I do want to spend my money and give it to him. No, you don't. He's a bad person. He's a pedophile, and he's a weirdo. Don't give him your money. Um, like, what are we doing? Or like the people who literally hate Trump, and then when TikTok was like making up that propaganda, like Trump brought back TikTok. It was banned for only like a few hours. Trump brought it back. Thank you, Trump. And now the CEO wasn't the Chinese guy. Wait, no, he wasn't Chinese. Was that thing? The guy was asking him like if he was from China, and he was like, "No, I'm some senator. I'm something else." Anyways, and then people were like, "Thank you, Trump, for bringing back TikTok. I love you, Trump." What do you mean? What are you talking about? No, you don't. What? No, no, no. And make sure you know who you're looking at. I'll never buy what is it? A Flirt? Like the Monster brand has like a new drink called Flirt. I'm not drinking Monster because why did you make a girly version of it? That's weird. And also, I would never drink. I don't drink energy drinks. I had one once the other day. Anxiety attack, immediate. Let's drink an energy drink from Dunkin'. I think Dunkin' might be evil too. America should not run on Dunkin'. You're making people fat. And I don't mean fat as in don't be fat, that's not the beauty standard. I mean fat as in you need medical help now. Because you're obese. Because you were eating chemicals, the chemtrails in the air, all that stuff. Guys, America infiltrates everything. It's not just America. The government infiltrates all your food, everything you do, all the essentials to your life so that your body breaks down so you have to go to the hospital or like buy things to make yourself healthier. They push propaganda on you to make you buy stuff so that you're healthier. Matcha should not be as expensive as it is. And why are we gentrifying everything? Ube, matcha, boba. I'm not spending $15 on a cup of boba, on some taro milk tea. Girl, who do you think I am? And it's always so bad. It tastes nothing like the actual thing. Why does everybody always make stuff nasty? Like a poke bowl? What is that? Poke is not what it is in Japan. Like what we have here, a poke bowl is just like sushi in a bowl. That's not what poke is. Why do we make everything not what it is. If you want a sushi bowl, just run a sushi bowl restaurant. Don't run a poke bowl restaurant if it's not poke. Don't run a boba restaurant if it's just milk tea with 50 pounds of sugar. Make it how it's usually made. Unless I go on the little ordering screen thing and go, bring the slider all the way to 100% sugar. No, give me 20%, okay? Thank you. Let's make it a little normal. Okay? Ruining our palate, ruining our palate, ruining our palate. Vegetables are weird. The Misfits grocery store saddens me because it's why do we have to sell the ugly fruits and vegetables because they're not like on Misfits because they're not appealing to the public. It's a vegetable, mama. Get over it. Get over it. Y'all are so childish. It's a vegetable just because she doesn't look perfect. And it'll be the ones that are like double cherries when it's like, or like one cherry. Like when the cherries get really big, it's a cherry. Just eat the cherry. It'll be fine. Eggs are so uniform and the same, but that's only in the cartons. You ever seen a hen lay an egg? A chicken lay an egg? What lays eggs? Hens, chickens, roosters? They're not uniform. They're eggs. They're natural life forms. Like, that's not what it is, girl. What? I don't understand why everything has to be so perfect and organized for us to be appealed. Food should be appealing, but not when it's like a bell pepper. Girl, you're gonna chop it up in 10 minutes. It's whatever. So stupid. Everything is so stupid. And it's also strange to me how I feel like America is like one of the many, like, no, not one of the many countries where like children, you have to like hide the carrots in their mac and cheese and stuff. While other countries, they just eat that stuff. If you gave an American child seaweed soup for their birthday, they'd probably cry and throw it in your face and say, "Let me get a piece of that Mickey Mouse shaped birthday cake that's covered in fondant, please." What? But in Korea, that's like a normal thing, and people like it. Obviously, not everyone's the same, so not everyone's gonna like it. It's not like every single Korean in the world likes seaweed soup, but it's a thing that a lot of people like. But if you give it to a kid in America, they'd be like, "What is this? Why would you give me that for my birthday?" Because somehow being happy and celebrating stuff means I get to be unhealthy. You're unhealthy all the time, baby. The government is ruining everything. This is an hour. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. Why does time do this? You know what I think? They're making time move a little faster. They, like, I don't know who they is, but we know who they is. You know what I'm saying? They're making time a little faster to freak us out. It's the psychological warfare. Stop scaring us! We're fine. We're not fine, and it's all their fault. But the the government is scaring us into submission and being like, you don't pay your taxes. It's so dumb. Taxes are so dumb because it's like, why is it that, first of all, if I don't pay my taxes, the IRS is knocking at my door and saying, oh, you owe me $82.59. Oh, so you know exactly what I need, but I have to file them, and when I make a mistake, all of a sudden I'm a criminal. Hello? Also, we don't need the taxes. We really don't need them because we don't need money in general. We don't need taxes. And I think it's stupid how, like, the videos of people sitting in public spaces, are, like, kicked out of the public spaces if they don't look the part. Like, it's a public space. I pay my taxes. This is mine, girl. Let me sit down. Or, it's just dumb. What are we doing? Stop. Stop. Stop making me pay taxes. I don't need the money. And taxes are weird because it's like I have to pay them and I don't get to choose where they go. When my sister got her first job, like, it was crazy because she would, like, earn money and then half of it would just, like, go to Israel. What are we doing? What do you mean? When did Benjamin Netanyahu work my shift? I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing him in a McDonald's cap. Stop buying from McDonald's. Awful company, sells you toxic sludge. Them fries are bomb diggity though, but toxic sludge from evil rich company. All the companies are evil and we need to stop. I think things that we need to stop doing this summer, buying from large corporations. Steal everything. Steal everything. If 100 people stole from Walmart right now, the business would still be running. Okay? Remember who you are in the world. You don't work for the CEOs. They work for you. If the CEO of McDonald's or whoever, the owner of like these huge corporations, kick the bucket right now, business would still be running, business would be booming, mama. Okay? They would put a new white man in office in a freaking heartbeat, okay? But if everyone went on strike, everything would come tumbling down. You keep the lights on. It's not them keeping everything running, it's you, and you need to remember that the lower class, the lesser than, who are under the elites and the billionaires and whatever, they work for us. They work for us because the billionaires profit off of our suffering, our labor. When we stop working, they don't eat. They don't have a cool house to live in. The White House was built by slaves. If those slaves just hadn't done it, they wouldn't have a White House. Like, white people are so incompetent and dumb, and it's like crazy. Like, historically, they should be the ones we should be racist towards. And it's also crazy to me. It's not crazy to me. Like, how minorities, they want empowerment rather than revenge. I want revenge. I want revenge. Um, like, the walkout my school did, one of the rules to going to the protest was like, don't commit any crimes, don't bring drugs or whatever, because we're protesting that we want the president to follow laws, so we need to follow them too. No more peaceful protests. Come with weapons. Okay? Come with weapons. No more peaceful protests. Come with weapons. Because this country, all the suffering in this country, based in violence. We need the people who cause us suffering, who cause our suffering to suffer. Use violence. Violence is the answer right now. So yes, remember who you are. They work for you, not the other way around. What was I gonna say? What's the other thing? Money is evil, stop using it. Money's evil, stop using it. I think about this every day. Money's evil, stop using it. It's ruining your life, and it's only making those who are letting you suffer their lives better. Stop. You keep going to your shift every day going, oh my god, I have to do this. I have to make money. No, we don't. We need a revolution. You don't have to make any money. Money has no value. It only has the value you give it. If you change the mindsets of other people, let them believe the money has no value and it means nothing. That the big D, the dinero, means nothing. Don't go to work. Don't make money. Because Benjamin and Netanyahu is stealing half your paycheck to kill innocent children in foreign countries. Don't support that. Can't say, I don't support this stuff, and then clock into work. Hypocrisy. Don't go to work. Don't sit there and say the government wouldn't do that. Never put anything past the government. They have done horrible things, things we can't even imagine, things we can't imagine, things we don't want to imagine. Don't ever say the government wouldn't do that because they would. And they would. Unless you're saying, like, the government wants everyone to be happy and they're going to give all the poor people $1 million. They never do that because capitalism. Capitalism. Capitalism, capitalism, capitalism. Yes, guys, yes. I've been talking for an hour and 9 minutes. Wow. I don't want to go to school anymore. I don't want to go to school. I don't like the person that they're trying to turn me into. They and they're doing it blindly too. They don't even know it. They're trying to turn me into someone who's submissive to capitalism and doesn't fight back and is very tranquil and calm in stressful situations, like the literal end of the world. Don't let school do that. Oh, the end of the world is coming, by the way. Um, the end of the world is coming. I was looking at graphs in science class about how geologists, let me restart. In science class, we were seeing how geologists measure time periods, like the Mesozoic, Paleozoic, Paleolithic, blah, 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 blah. And it seems that they measure time periods by when a species rises and when it dies. And then I was looking at graphs of when they would die. And usually it is CO2 levels get really high and then that species goes extinct. And then it gets normal, it gets too high, extinct. If you don't live under a rock, our CO2 levels are insane. And given the industrialization and everything and the mass producing and all this stuff and now the data centers, we are historically faster than like any time ever, making these CO2 levels skyrocket, okay? We are probably going to be the fastest species to live and die. It's over. Y'all ever gone to Union Square? The climate clock? It's right. It's right. And honestly, time should be ticking faster on that thing. We're donezo. We're freaking donezo, bro. And people, and I feel like a bad person when I sit here and I'm like, plastic is evil and don't buy stuff and everything's bad and I care for the environment, and then my shea butter container made of plastic. My computer, the materials to make the computer I'm recording this on, probably harvested by an underpaid child in a cave, in a impoverished country, right? This lip balm, it's not lip balm actually. I melted crayon into it. It's a crayon now. This lip balm, oh, it stinks. Ending up in a landfill one day. All my makeup ending up in a landfill. Half the stuff back there, landfill. I'm contributing to the end of the world while I'm talking about how to prevent it. Because it's impossible, because they make it impossible not to. They make it impossible not to. Not to contribute to it. Everything. Because we don't make enough money because they want us to say submissive to capitalism. We don't make enough money. And then we rich people aren't tax failures, so they just keep all their money. We can't keep any of our money. We always have to spend it. And then spend on essentials to life. I have to spend my money on water, food, clothes on my back. Crazy. And then I thought my mom was coming. And then now I don't have financial mobility. I can't move up because I'm being taxed fairly because I'm not making money as fast as the billionaires were on like Amazon and Tesla and stuff like that. So now I don't have financial mobility, which means I have to buy cheap sharpeners like this for my pencils and my makeup pencils. Plastic, landfill. I have to the person who made this doesn't have the resources for cute little containers. It's just shea butter. Plastic. This, Five Below. I needed a lamp. Plastic. But it was cheap and it was affordable. Everything that is affordable that I can buy and that I have to buy is horrible for the environment, horrible for the planet, and horrible for me. Okay, all the food poor people, Wagyu beef, the most like expensive and healthiest beef or whatever. People want you to be healthy. Buy my supplements, buy my supplements. $70. What? They're supplements, girl. You said they're all natural. All natural supplements from the earth. It shouldn't be that expensive to get my vitamin D in. No, my vitamin C. It's so crazy. But then when you're rich, you can buy all this stuff. You can buy stuff, stainless steel, blah, 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 things that are good for the environment, reusable, whatever. But it's just more expensive. Why is it everything that lasts for so long is so expensive? And it's so strange to me. And then everything that you need is so expensive. Houses shouldn't be so expensive. Housing shouldn't be so expensive. Housing shouldn't be expensive. It's a shelter. It's something that animals have needed since the dawn of time. Why can't I afford a house? And I'm 15, so obviously I can't afford a house. All the money I have is on like a gift card for my birthday. Yeah, but I'm not gonna be able to buy a house. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. I don't want to go to college. Don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up. I cried the day before my 15th birthday because what am I gonna do? This world is purposely made inhabitable for people like me, and now I have to grow up in this world. I have to grow up this world and suffer just like everyone else because no one wants to start a revolution because I can't afford healthcare, can't afford to live in the country and the city that I've been living in my whole life. There's nowhere on earth I can go where I can afford to live because why should I afford to live? Life is a gift. Life is precious. Life is something that should not be tied down by money. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Nothing in life should be tied down by money. Yeah, it's stupid and it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And it's also dumb that you have no choice in where your money goes. I have to pay taxes or else I go to jail. And my taxes are gonna go to what? The church? Which is fine. It's okay that your religion is your religion. It's just kind of strange that you're Christian. Abrahamic religions are all rooted in rape. Mary was raped. Joseph raped Mary. And Mary was like 12. I don't know why we all think Mary was this grown woman and she just woke up one day and all of a sudden she's pregnant. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Why would she just wake up and be pregnant? Because nobody in real life wakes up and is pregnant magically without the insertion of like a penis or like semen or something. Joseph did not go whisper in her ear or whatever. Joseph went into that 12-year-old Mary's room and raped her in the night, and she did not want to be stoned for running away from God, so she felt guilty and had to stay with him and give birth to baby Jesus. Abrahamic religions are all rooted in rape and the disrespect and abuse of women, and it is disgusting. And I don't want my taxpayer money to go to the church where you feed children propaganda that Mary was a grown woman and that Jesus is the best gift she could ever have, and you should grow up and have a wife and kids because children are the best thing you can have, and da 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 da. No. Oh, no, no, no. And I do love the churches. I'm okay with, there's like the priests, the priests or the popes or whoever, I think the priests, on like Instagram and TikTok where they're like this guy and he wears whatever like kind of cloth you're supposed to have on as a priest, but it's like rainbow. And then he'll like hold up a like quote from the Bible and he like it's like blah 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 blah. Like MAGA says this is this, and then he flips it around and he's like, but the Bible says this, and it contradicts it. And it's like, good on you. Good on you. That's like great that you're saying that. Great that you support gay people and that you hate MAGA and you're a priest. However, your religion is rooted in rape. You're a hypocrite because you don't like rape, and yet I bet you when he's preaching, he depicts Mary as a grown woman who just randomly became Virgin Mary. She's not a virgin. Nobody's a virgin. Nobody pregnant is a virgin. I mean, now we have like, IVF and stuff and like semen insertion, but we weren't getting IVF. Is that the right term, IVF? We weren't getting that in Bethlehem in 1 BC, CE. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. Mary was raped. And rape culture is just so strange. And I didn't know how many people I knew that have been sexually assaulted or like raped and stuff. I know so many people like that, and they don't report this stuff. It is crazy to me. There are so many people who don't report it, and I don't know why they don't report it, and I'm not trying to blame them at all. I know there's many reasons why people don't report it. It's just wild how normalized it is not to report it. It is crazy to me. I think I said I was gonna end the video like twice. But yeah, wild s. I'm using up all the storage on my computer. This thing is like broken. I pirated Brokeback Mountain, and ever since then something's been up with my computer. Um, Yeah, just gross and disgusting, and I don't like Abrahamic religions. Hinduism is also strange to me. I kind of like Buddhism better. They're both very similar. However, Hinduism is like you're not supposed to like want to move up if you were born like a slave or something, or you were born a king. You're not supposed to want to, or not allowed to like move up or down in your position that you were born into, and it is strange to me because it's like, why would you want someone to stay submissive? If you were born a slave and I'm Hindu, now I can't want a better life for myself and go get it. No. It's dumb. It's dumb to me. I would never worship a god. I think it's um astonishing how people have that much faith in someone and why everybody thinks Jesus was seen at Walmart in Nevada. The last time he was seen was 1 BC. Baby, it's 2026. Okay, the Holocaust happened. You think, like, why do you think, ah, ah, why do you, he's not real. If he was real, he's a really bad person then, because why would you let that happen? There are children dying in Gaza every day. And, oh, but he refilled your hairspray, so, oh, okay. No, you're crazy. You just thought it was empty and you shook it up a little. He didn't refill it, baby. He didn't refill it. Um, and people are so convinced that he's real, and it's like everything that bad that happens to me, it's him testing me, testing my faith. So are you like an insecure boyfriend? What do you mean testing my faith? That's like a boyfriend cheating on you and being like, I was just testing you to see if you really loved me, if you cared if I cheated, or what? No, no. Jesus is insecure if he's really like that. Because he's refilling your hairspray, helping you open bottles of pickles or whatever it was, but there are people who live in my neighborhood who have to choose between feeding their kids or feeding themselves tonight. Noah's Ark was also strange. Wasn't Noah's Ark that was it Jesus or God? One of them? I think it was God got mad at the people who weren't listening to him, so then he flooded the world, and then Noah was like, okay, everyone get on the boat, and we're gonna like go to some Israel. Where did they go? What were they doing on the ark? And it's wild to me. Y'all would like he's going to kill all of you if you don't listen to him. Very Machiavellian. I don't like that. No one should ever rule with fear. You should be ruling with incentive and love. No one should be ruling at all. Don't rule me. I'm a human being. I have instincts and stuff that I evolved with for a reason. I don't need you to tell me what to do. I think I got this on my own. Okay? Don't put systems in place that make me need your guidance. Need your guidance so that you can rule me and change me psychologically. Don't do that. Stop, leave me alone. You're weird. Yeah, that's me yapping for an hour. Wow. And I can go on. I could go on, I could go on. I could go on. Hey, I can go on. So yeah, that's why I don't really like Abrahamic religions. It's strange, and I don't want my taxpayer money to go to the churches. I think all churches point south. I don't know. They all point in one direction, though. I do know that I've noticed. I was walking around and I'm like, they're always going that way. Oh. So yeah, I hate surveillance and I think white supremacy is very bad. And why do we think that the aliens built the pyramids? It got pushed on us way too hard that the aliens built the pyramid. And people just made it look more confusing than it was. Baby, it's a pyramid. And I understand there's like intricate systems and tombs in there and stuff, but ancient Egyptians, ancient Egypt was happened for so long that they were historians in ancient Egypt, researching ancient Egypt. They forgot how to make the pyramids. It's just a lost art, but we can probably figure it out. I mean, we have pretty good technology now. Girl, we'll figure it out. It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid made out of, like, bricks. It's truly a simple task. And even if it isn't, the aliens didn't do that. Why? The aliens live on another planet. Why is it that? And I do believe in aliens. I think it'd be foolish to believe that there isn't life on other planets. But the way we perceive an alien is like, let's make it look like us and communicate like us and breathe like us. An animal, like, why do we think astronauts have to go to other planets? They can't go to other planets. They have to stay a certain distance from them and they kind of just float around in space because doesn't it rain diamonds sideways on some planets and stuff? Like, we can't go to other planets without an oxygen tank and stuff. Why do you think that aliens can we I mean I guess because we are the only ones who have like the atmosphere and then like the gravitational thing. Like we have like stuff around us kind of. Um Earth shouldn't have been a thing. Oh my god, I hate us. Why do you think that the aliens look like us and communicate like us and can go on Earth like us without astronaut suits? We're like the most different planet. We're like the weirdest planet. Actually, no, we're not. But we're not special. We're not special. Earth's not special. It's so strange to me that for the longest time before that one guy with the weird bald spot um discovered that the sun doesn't revolve us. Because humans are self-centered. If there was a species who acted like us, we would be ripping their brains apart and psychoanalyzing them. But when it's us, it's oh, that's just the way the world works. No, babe, something's wrong. Deeply wrong. Psychologically wrong. We need to go extinct. We are the worst species in history and we need to go extinct. We are awful. The dodo bird didn't deserve it. It was us. Yeah. Yeah, we're just awful. We're awful. We're going extinct soon. So happy, and I hope that there is not a new species after us that takes after us. Because I would never want to see a chimpanzee in our position. Imagine Harambe filing taxes. No, what are we doing? What are we doing? No. There shouldn't be things like us. And I also find it strange. It's just so strange. Oh, I already said that, but like how we differentiate ourselves from animals when it's like, what else would we be? What else could we be? We're not special. We're not special. We are aliens. We're not special. Hello. Um, yeah, we're not special. We're nowhere, we're not different from like the monkeys and stuff who swing around in trees. The only difference is we evolved to live in a house while they evolved to use their tails to swing around in trees. That's why we have vestigial organs. Is that what it's called, a vestigial organ? Or just like body part things that we no longer need that are still trying to like phase themselves out during um evolution. We have body parts that we don't need. We don't need our appendix. We don't really need our tailbone, do we? I feel like we don't. That's why it's getting so small, because we used to be apes. Hashtag bring back cyanobacteria. I wish I was a cyanobacteria again. Hashtag wish I was a trilobite. I have a really good trilobite fossil in my coin purse. I don't know where it is though. Um, what can I say? A girl loves to yap, and this girl loves to yap. And I love to talk to people that don't know me because seeing the light in their eyes shine brighter and brighter when I just spew my knowledge at them is really fun because it's like, yes, I am amazing and gorgeous and funny. Thank you. And I'm educated as well. Thank you. And I would never sit there and sit here and say I'm educated about something that I know I'm not educated about because I'm too embarrassed to like be loud and wrong. And it's dumb for anyone to speak passionately on a topic they know nothing about, and I would never do that. Um, yeah. So if you're MAGA, that's what you should do to yourself. If you support Trump, that's what you should do to yourself. If you support Israel, the thing is, I don't support the government in any country. Or unless it's like the Netherlands. Aren't like the women there? They're like ruled by women and they're like the happiest country in the world or something. I think that might have been propaganda. It can't be the happiest country in the world. It's Earth, ruled by humans. No, girl. But I think they're one of them. I think they're pretty good. But government itself, it's really bad. And President Trump, ew, I hate calling him President Trump. I just like, it's just Donald. Donald. Donald, he needs to be. We. I don't understand why when a horse breaks its leg, we have to put it down. But when when Donald acts the way he acts, he's still in office. How many times has he been impeached and still in office? He's worse than a horse with a broken leg. He is a horse that's been torn from limb to limb and has no nostrils, no eyes, and no mouth. That horse needs to be put down. Same thing with a dog. I remember my grandma's like cat had a problem with his jaw and it like couldn't open and then he couldn't eat or something and he was really sick and they had to put him down. I mean, the president, he can sure eat. You can tell. I don't like fat jokes because it wasn't just rude to him, it's rude to the entire community. And I felt like a bad person when I did that. I rebuked that. I take it back. But the president should be put down like a dog, and I mean it. Hashtag the chefs are dead and there's no silverware. Yeah, the chefs are dead and there's no silverware. We let 9/11 happen. Never forget, we let 9/11 happen. The President of the United States eats Trump. Epstein is alive and well. He's giving Benjamin Netanyahu sloppy toppy in his underground bunker in Tel Aviv. Um, Israel is evil. How did you guys come out of the Holocaust and then Holocaust someone else for land that isn't yours? Disgusting. Disgusting. What is that guy's name? Clint Hill? Clint Hill? He closed his hand, closed his eyes, took a crayon, drew across Palestine and went, you can have that, you can have that. And now you guys want Jerusalem back? What are they fighting over? Is it Jerusalem? Hashtag coexist. And stop killing people, okay? And I think Trump stopped bombing. No, he didn't stop bombing him. I think he's a liar. But then he was talking about ceasefires like 7 times, and he's not. I hope he seizes. I hope he has a seizure right now. But you didn't ceasefire, and if you did ceasefire, it's not enough to just stop bombing because you've done irreparable things. It's irreparable. It is disgusting. It is irreparable. There is no way that you can come back from this. So how about we use my taxpayer money to give aid to Gaza, give them food, to give Sudan food, give people in Congo food. There are impoverished countries. There are so many impoverished countries that are only impoverished because of it's all the work of Americans. The white man is the devil. The devil is not a little red guy with wings. It is a white man. Okay? You see them walking down the street every day. Oh my god, I live in the most Hispanic black neighborhood ever, and there are so many white people I keep seeing on my train station. And I have a very niche train station, like no one gets off of my stop. And I'm seeing white people, and then I just saw a Ralph Lauren ad the other day, and now the Mamdani, who is in control of New York? It's Mamdani. And I love Mamdani, but I just don't like politicians in general. Politicians are like, I don't like politicians. I don't like the concept of a politician. But there's like ads that just look so gentrified, and I know there's gonna be a matcha shop popping up on my street sooner or later. And sometimes I feel like a bad person when I think of this. Should I start wearing hoop earrings? Sometimes I feel like a bad person when I think of this, but like I think that sometimes when we see white people starting to gentrify our neighborhoods, we need to act the way they acted when um during the Jim Crow era. We need to is cracker, is that a slur? Cracker? Is that a cracker? Wait, I didn't mean to say it. Is that a bad word? Is that a slur? Can you have a slur for white people? Of course you can, they're humans. But is that a bad word? Should I not be saying it? And I'm sorry that I just said it. Hashtag digital footprint. Yeah. I wish we would treat them sometimes like the way white people treated black people, because it's for a different reason. White people were screaming and killing and burning down black people's houses because, well, they're white supremacists and they know that we're better than them and that we can create a gorgeous and happy life for us, and we could share that with them, but they are too scared to accept that black people can do good in the world. And they've already done irreparable damage in the past that they know they're going to have to face their consequences if we get financial mobility or freedom in general. So they were like trying to kick us out. Now, I feel like it's reasonable to not like white people and to kick them out of our neighborhoods, because you're going to gentrify it, you're going to make everything expensive, and I'm not going to be able to afford my house. It's the same thing as Black Lives Matter and White Lives Matter. When I say Black Lives Matter, I mean, stop with the police brutality. Stop killing us. We matter. But when you say White Lives Matter, it means it's white supremacy. And Black Lives Matter is, I want empowerment and justice, and I want, equality, or actually equity. We need more equity rather than equality sometimes. But white supremacy is, white lives matter is white supremacy. I'm better than black people because I feel left out of everything. Can I have something of my own? Ever? My own shadow scared me. Can black people have anything of their own? Sticky bangs? What are we doing? I think my mom's coming. I don't want her to hear me talking to myself. What are we doing? Sticky bangs? What is it? Summer braids? Viking braids? Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Yeah, we should kick all the white people out of our neighborhoods. If you even see an inkling of gentrification in your neighborhood, burn that the ugly freaking coffee shop down to the ground. Okay, down to the ground. My nails are so ugly, but I don't care because I love painting my nails.